The Castle by Franz Kafka. Chapter 16. I am your narrator. When he reached the street, he saw indistinctly in the darkness that a little farther along the assistant was still walking up and down before Barnabas's house. Sometimes he stopped and tried to peep into the room through the drawn blinds. Kay called to him. Without appearing visibly startled, he gave up his spying on the house and came towards Kay. "Who are you looking for?" asked Kay, testing the suppleness of the hazel switch on his leg. "You," replied the assistant as he came nearer. "But who are you?" asked Kay suddenly, for this did not appear to be the assistant. He seemed older, wearier, more wrinkled but fuller in the face. His walk too was quite different from the brisk walk of the assistants, which gave an impression as if their joints were charged with electricity. It was a slow, a little halting, elegantly valetudinarian. "You don't recognize me?" asked the man. "Jeremiah, your old assistant." "I see," said Kay tentatively, producing the hazel switch again, which he had concealed behind his back. "But you look quite different." "It's because I'm by myself," said Jeremiah. "When I'm by myself, then all my youthful spirits are gone." "But where is Arthur?" asked Kay. "Arthur?" said Jeremiah. "The little dear? He has left the service. You were rather hard and rough on us, you know, and the gentle soul couldn't stand it. He's gone back to the castle to put in a complaint." "And you?" asked Kay. "I'm able to stay here," said Jeremiah. "Arthur is putting in a complaint for me too." "What have you to complain about then?" asked Kay. "That you can't understand a joke? What have we done? Jested a little, laughed a little, teased your fiancé a little, and all according to our instructions too. When Galatea sent us to you." "Galatea?" asked Kay. "Yes, Galatea," replied Jeremiah. He was deputizing for Clam himself at the time. "When he sent us to you, he said, I took a good note of it, for that's our business. You're to go down there as assistants to the land surveyor." We replied, "But we don't know anything about the work." Thereupon he replied, "That's not the main point. If it's necessary, he'll teach you it. The main thing is to cheer him up a little. According to the reports I've received, he takes everything too seriously. He has just got to the village and starts off thinking that a great experience, whereas in reality, it's nothing at all. You must make him see that." "Well?" said Kay. Was Galatea right, and have you carried out your task? That I don't know, replied Jeremiah. In such a short time it was hardly possible. I only know that you were very rough on us, and that's what we're complaining of. I can't understand how you, an employee yourself, and not even a castle employee, aren't able to see that a job like that is very hard work, and that it's very wrong to make the work harder for the poor workers, and wantonly, almost childishly, as you have done. Your total lack of consideration in letting us freeze at the railings and almost felling Arthur with your fist on the straw sack. Arthur, a man who feels a single cross word for days, and in chasing me up and down in the snow all afternoon, said it was an hour before I could recover from it. And I'm no longer young. My dear Jeremiah, said Kay, you're quite right about all this. Only it's Galatea you should complain to. He sent you here of his own accord. I didn't beg him to send you. And as I hadn't asked for you, it was at my discretion to send you back again. And like you, I would much rather have done it peacefully than with violence. But evidently, you wouldn't have it any other way. Besides, why didn't you speak to me when you came first as frankly as you've done just now? Because I was in the service, said Jeremiah. Surely that's obvious. And now? You're in the service no longer? Asked Kay. That is so, said Jeremiah. Arthur has given notice in the castle that we're giving up the job. Or at least proceedings have been set going that will finally set us free from it. But you're still looking for me, just as if you were in the service, said Kay. No, replied Jeremiah. I was only looking for you to reassure Frida. When you forsook her for Barnabas's sister, she was very unhappy. Not so much because of the loss, as because of your treachery. Besides, she had seen it coming for a long time and had suffered a great deal already on that account. I only went up to the school window for one more look to see if you mightn't have become more reasonable. But you weren't there. Frida was sitting by herself on a bench crying. So then I went to her and we came to an agreement. Everything is settled. I'm to be a waiter in the Herrenhof, at least until my business is settled in the castle, and Frida is back in the tap room again. It's better for Frida. There was no sense in her becoming your wife, and you haven't known how to value the sacrifice that she was prepared to make for you either. But the good soul had still some scruples left. Perhaps she was doing you an injustice, she thought. Perhaps you weren't with the Barnabas girl after all. Although, of course, there could be no doubt where you were. I went all the same so as to make sure of it once and for all. For after all this worry, Frida deserved to sleep peacefully for once, not to mention myself. So I went, and not only found you there, but was able to see incidentally as well that you had the girls on a string, the black one especially, a real wildcat. She set her cap at you. Well, everyone to his taste. But all the same, it wasn't necessary for you to take the roundabout way through the next door garden. I know that way.